really significant damage here in Lee County, and there's other places where you have.
There's a lot going on. And I think the one thing this has finally ended is a discussion about whether or not there's climate change and we should do something about it.
We're now going to move to the closed press portion of our task force meeting, so thank you very much.
Among the only press in the world that does this. Seriously. But we know from experience, I know from experience, how much anxiety and fear and concern there are in the people. We didn't lose our whole home, but lightning struck and we lost an awful lot of it about 15 years ago. And we had a lot to go to. We had relatives nearby. It wasn't like everything was wiped out. But we know the feeling.
This would be a great opportunity for the governor to answer my question. Does she think that we are better off in Kansas and America today with Joe Biden as president?
That is a good question to answer. That's 10 seconds, in 60 seconds, Laura.
Well, I'm not going to answer that question.
No, this is from the sitting president of the United States. This is from Joe Biden to his son, Hunter.
Hey, Palace Dad, it's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, it's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
I mean, that's it.
That's staggering. The sitting president of the United States. But that's Joe Biden in his own voice telling the American people, I was always well aware of the business ventures my family was involved in, so much so I could tell my son I read a detailed article that has 50 facts in it. Imagine just sitting in a room with national security and the intel agencies with that article, talking about corruption, talking about China, talking about the Chinese Communist Party, the Liberation Army of China. Joe Biden is saying, I read that article and you're in the clear, Hunter. And he leaves that voicemail for his son.
I don't understand why it's such an issue to give an ID, a voter ID. Just give everybody a voter ID at the expense of the state and the problem solved.
I've actually asked my team to do a Venn diagram. I love Venn diagrams. I just love Venn diagrams. You know, the 3 circles, right? Sometimes there are more.
Making affordable options for people to retrofit their houses with heat pumps, to get sort of decouple from fossil fuels, solar, geothermal, which again, there's very generous tax credits that I think is going to help people really be able to sort of retrofit their homes to lower energy prices.
The Inflation Reduction Act. Many have argued that inflation has gotten worse under the Biden administration. To what degree do you hold President Biden responsible, his policies responsible, for the terrible situation regarding the cost of living in this state, in this nation, inflation? Some of it has to fall at the feet of the White House.
Look, it's perfectly understandable that people hold the president in power and the Congress in power, including me, responsible for solving this problem. We're there. We're the decision makers. I accept that responsibility.
The president's measure, which again is cut off at a certain date in terms of loans that will be eligible for discharge, in my opinion, clearly left a lot of meat on the bone in terms of dealing with higher education affordability.
In policy, or I should say in enforcement of existing law, the federal government's choosing not to enforce the laws as they're on the books. When you look at asylum, you have the people coming here and they're conditioned, they're trained, they're taught. If you say the word asylum, you will be let there. There's no provision to detain them, and they are released with a promise to appear. The problem is the vast majority of them fail to appear. And while it may be that 16 or 20% of the people are found to be qualified and the others are not, if they don't show up, we don't have any way of knowing where they are in the country. And what we've seen is it's not just an issue, as some people have said, of just the 4 border states. These people are being transported around the country, and they are landing in places, even in my own town, in the middle of the night. A bus full of people coming from the border ended up in the center of my town. And so those are things that the people are not understanding. And we don't even know all the people that are coming in, because the Border Patrol estimates that there are 3 times the number of people that they interact with. And essentially the policies of this administration, instead of the Border Patrol maintaining the integrity of our border, they're now actually being custodials of the individuals coming across the border.